What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of American Nostalgia Garage and another video. So thanks for checking in. Today we got another project that I got to mark off the list. It's been sitting here for a long time, and well, let's get right into it. All right, here is today's project. I have had this truck for, it's been on my property for about, it's been here since 2015, so it's been here approximately 8 years. Anyway, we found this truck at a truck stop in Pennsylvania, which is where it was sitting for several years. It didn't run when we bought it, so we weren't able to check anything, but we decided to buy it anyway, and then we had it towed here for lots of money to New York, and then it sat here for a while. So I don't know why we thought we were going to be Mr. Snowplow Men, but that never worked out, and here it sat. So let's get into it. Let's check it out. I'll give you guys a look at the truck and everything, and then see what we got. So anyway, I had to look this truck up because I didn't know exactly what it was when I bought it. I thought it was just really cool. Anyway, it is a 1981 International Harvester. It's either an S1724, 1734, or 1754. I don't know which. Boy, these sticker bushes are grown into this thing. Yeah. It's been sitting here a while, folks. There's like wood underneath it. There's vines growing on top of it. But anyway, really cool truck. So here's what we got. Obviously, big snow plow. It's like a 10-foot plow or something. It's a big truck. You can't really tell, but it's probably about 8 feet tall. Don't mind the beer kegs. More sticker bushes. It's got leaf springs that could hold up the Brooklyn Bridge. Oh, and this is a giant counterweight. You can see this is a tool bench now. But yeah, giant counterweight, I guess for the plow, so that it doesn't upend the truck when you stop or something. Got wheels for the plow and stuff. It's a big air tank for the air brakes. The battery box, well, ain't gonna stop without a battery. Anyway, let's pop the hood, and I'll show you guys what we got going on underneath. All right, here's what we got. It is a big, it's an 8-cylinder diesel. 1, 2, 3, yeah, it's an 8-cylinder diesel. Got all the injection things over there. I should precursor this revival here as I am not a diesel technician. I have never been a diesel technician. To be quite honest, I didn't really get an interest in diesels until I was a little bit older. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, they're cool now, but I don't know anything about them. So if you're watching this and you're a diesel guy, bear with me. I'm doing my best. I don't know anything about these things. Power steering. It's got like what looks like a regular alternator on there. I'm guessing that's some sort of, that's got to be like the fuel pump or something. It looks like, at least. Yeah, this thing's a bad mamma jamma. Let's go inside and see what we got. Man child. I would love to meet the person who wrote that, so that I could discover what they meant. I don't know, that looks like a spider, but it's not, or something, I don't know. Alright, well, I don't really, this is not a good sign. Wires sticking out here. Just noticed that this is all exposed. Parts under here. Actually, the first one that I see is a starter solenoid. So what is this? I don't know what that is. starter solenoid, so that's a good sign that at least the one that's probably in there is new. Got all the controls for the plow. The floor has great stuff in it. The window sealer, so this is the floor that's underneath this patched up floor is definitely gone. That's great. This is good. Nice. More great stuff, window sealer, nice. And that seat is covered in moss. Cool. Oh, there's the old for sale sign. Yes, it says $5,000 on that for sale sign, but I didn't buy it for $5,000. Although I didn't buy it for much cheaper than $5,000, but whatever. All right, let's check the fluids. Now, like I said, I'm not a diesel technician, so I don't really know all the fluids I'm going to check. I'm going to obviously check engine oil. I'm going to check coolant. All right, well, let's check the oil. First thing I'm noticing is that the fill cap looks like it has a dipstick on it or something. Just curious about it. Okay, I get it. It's expansion plug, I guess. That's pretty cool. Some dipsticks down here. It's got oil on it. It is low, but honestly, it's in a safe position, at least to start it. I don't want to put oil in it. I'm going to be changing it anyway, so we'll leave it like that for now. It's got enough. I don't know what this is, but it's a metal line to a plastic container. Where's it go? And it goes into the, this goes into the fuel pump or something, or whatever this is. I think it's a fuel pump, I guess. Look at how this is grown into the car. All right, while we're on this side of the car, we're going to check the fuel. Not going to really be able to do anything about it because, although it does look like it's leaking down there, we're not going to be able to do anything about it because I don't have any diesel fuel on me right now. Okay, it's on there really tight. Okay, I guess we checked it. Seems fine. That fuel's not good, but I can't get the cap off, so that's going to be fine. That fuel has probably been in there for, it's got to have been in there at least like 10 years by now. It's got to be in there at least 10 years by now, so, but it's going to have to last for today. Last thing we're going to check, because it's the only thing I can think to check, is the coolant. And it's bone dry. There's not an ounce of water in here. So we're going to have to grab some water and throw that in there, or some coolant. I'd also really like to throw a ratchet on the crank and try to turn it over, but I'm not lying in these sticker bushes. So unfortunately this engine's going to just have to turn with the key. All right, let's throw some batteries in it and see what we got. Yes, I said batteries. It takes 2. Hooray for my expense report. Who am I kidding with an expense report? All right, so this truck takes 2 batteries, not 1, but 2. And just to give you a little background on that, this is a giant V8 diesel engine. It probably has like 7,000 to 1 compression ratio. So that's, I guess, why you need 2 of these. So the best thing I could do under the situation or circumstances is to put 2 mismatched batteries in it, because I don't have 2 matching batteries and I'm not spending the money on this right now to put 2 matching batteries in there, because batteries are through the roof. That'd be like $400 in batteries. So I'm going to put 2 mismatched batteries in there. They're both 12 volts, seems same. And they're both about the same cold cranking amps. Don't know if that matters. I'm not a scientist. But we'll give you a little bit of a science lesson, just for guys who might be curious. You can wire these batteries together 2 different ways, at least 2 different ways. You can wire them in series, or you can wire them in parallel. And it just basically just the difference is how you connect the cables from each battery to the system. We are going to wire them in parallel, where both batteries negatives and both batteries positives go together, and that positive is going to go to the truck and negative is going to go to the ground in the truck. What that does is it gives us you can add together the cold cranking amps of the batteries. So let's just say that they matched. If we wire this in parallel and each battery had 500 cold cranking amps each, we'd have 1,000 cold cranking amps to turn the engine over. They're a little bit more than that, but whatever. You could also wire it in series, which would be the ground of one battery to the ground of the truck, positive of the other battery to the negative of the second battery, and the positive of the second battery to the truck. What that does is that actually adds the voltage. So you'd add 12 plus 12 volts and you'd have a 24 volt system. Now this truck is not designed to run on that, it's a 12 volt system, but you do need the cold cranking amps, so we're going to wire it in parallel. Now I already fitted these batteries with some marine terminals because this truck has ring terminals on it and it's just easier, so I put these marine terminals on it and we'll wire these things together right now. All right, we're wired up for now. Positive, positive on each battery, negative, negative. Negative ground to the truck. Positive, don't mind this hanging out there in the breeze. Positive of the 2 batteries connected goes to the truck. Should have mentioned this before, but this thing came with keys. Now it's got 2 keys. There's a purple one and the tan one. I don't know what either of them do. I'm guessing one of them's for the doors, like old school, and the other one's for the ignition. So anyway, let's fire away and see if we can turn this thing over. Let's try the tan one first. Ready? Okay, I got nothing on the dash. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to go to that starter solenoid, which I saw out here, and I'm going to see if I got juice to that. Alright, well here's a starter solenoid. It doesn't really appear new, but I guess the other one that's under the seat, that's probably doesn't work, because that's why it's under the seat. Alright, well I'm going to make one assumption, only because I don't want to crawl underneath the car, like I said. That one of these is going to have power on it, so try to find a good ground on this car. There isn't many because it's pretty rusty. Let's go to that bolt right there. Alright, well luckily enough there is a ground strap right there, so what's better than that? So we'll just check each terminal. I don't know if you can see the test light. I got nothing here, but I got light up here. Alright, so we know that the battery to the starter solenoid is still good, which is good. That's one giant cable I don't have to replace. Now what I'm going to do before I test anything else is I'm just going to see if I could jump it with a screwdriver, because then I know that the other wire going down to the starter is good. So magic screwdriver. Okay, the engine turns over. I really would like to do this with the key. Alright, so that means that probably some circuit from the key to this solenoid, the signal wire here that tells this solenoid to make contact between the 2 wires, isn't working. So now I've got to check some stuff there. I know somebody tore the wires out underneath the dashboard, so maybe let's start with there. Well, I'm sure it doesn't come as any shock to anybody, but all the wires that are torn down on the dash here, they all go up to the ignition switch back up there. So I'm going to do some testing here and then see what we got. All right, well, I found the terminal that comes from the switch that goes to the starter, and that terminal works. So this switch is good, which means there's something here that's no good. I don't feel like doing that right now. So we're just going to do an alligator clamp with jumper wire for now. Just see if we can get this thing going. All right, so I got to show you what I found here. So pretty simple stuff, but look. You see how these terminals are pulled out? The plug is broken, and the terminals are pulled out. So I'm just going to push them back in and plug it back in and see what we got. Okay, well, it's definitely turning over. There's smoke coming out from the bottom. Let's maybe throw some starting fluid in it. I don't want to crank it all day because I don't know how long these batteries are going to last. You know what? Before I grab starting fluid, I wanted to come out here and check to see if it had one of those primer things, because not being a diesel guy, but I do know that some of these diesels have primers. I don't know, maybe they all have them. I don't know. And sure enough, this one has one. And it's right here. So let's unlock it, I guess. And then we're gonna prime it. I don't know how many times you're supposed to do this. I hear something happening, but I don't feel anything. Okay, the throttle stuck. I pushed the throttle down to get it going, and the throttle stuck right to the floor. Maybe I had to pull it back up with my foot. Maybe I can modulate it with my foot. All right, we're gonna try it again. All right, well, good news is it starts, but I can't really control the throttle pedal with my foot because, let me show you. So in order to get it to start just now, I pushed my foot down, and you see that the throttle is not moving. In order to get it to stop, I pulled it up with my foot, but it just sticks right down. I'm going to spray that up with some PB Blaster, see if I can get it to free up, and then we'll try again. All right, it's not that much more free than it was a minute ago, but I'm going to try it anyway, just see if I can be better with the foot on the gas. Alright, we had it going for a minute. I don't know if it ran out of prime or something, but I'm gonna try priming it again, and then I'm gonna put my foot down, and as long as it's not redlining, I'm gonna kind of just leave my foot there. All right, well, gonna have to dive into this a little bit deeper, but I'm being summoned for dinner, and I don't want to miss Din Din, so just gonna have to wait, have some dinner with the family, and then I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Well, it's another day. I got to crack on with this thing. If you saw, we kind of ran this thing out of fuel. And the reason I say that is because when I was priming it last, I could feel when I was pushing, there was kind of just, it wasn't moving anything, as opposed to the first time when I was pushing the primer, I could feel it kind of squirting fuel. I can sort of hear it kind of tss, tss, tss. So I think we ran out of fuel. It has been sitting a long time, so the fact that it was even potentially primed in the first place would have been miraculous anyway. But today, need to try to get the fuel prime back up, and I'm gonna do some fuel filters on it. And I did buy some diesel fuel, so let's get to it. All right, we got the good stuff. We got wicks. Just take the old ones off and then we'll go from there. All right, both filters were full. The fuel doesn't smell good, and it looks not good at all. What I will say, side note, this is why you always check your filter to see if the gasket came off. I mean, probably common knowledge to most guys, but always check that. You leave that on there, you got a big leak for you coming. All right, here's a secondary filter. Oh yeah, that's rancid. And it's caked. Here's the primary filter. There's like chunks in there or something. Oh, and man, you can't see in there really, but there is chunks of stuff. Let me see if I can get my finger in there. I can't really get it. I don't know if you can see that. It's like rust. All right, I'm gonna fill up my new filters and spin them on, and then I'm gonna play with this stuff, see if I can get it primed, and then we'll go from there. All right, we're getting it primed here, and I got pressure behind it. I might actually. All right. Also, I didn't turn it off. It probably ran out of fuel again. But if I could probably do that like a couple more times, I'm thinking it'd probably pull fuel up. Or at least we're going to find out if the lift pump and the fuel system's working. So let me try that again. I don't know if you can see that, but there are pulleys that are not turning. This pump up here was not turning. Now, I don't know if it was because of the alternator being locked up or this pump being locked up. I believe that water pump was spinning. I'm gonna have to start it again to see. All right, well, looks like I was wrong again. This is the alternator. Will not turn. Totally locked up. All right. Starts right up now. And the alternator's turning. It's running pretty good, actually, if you ask me. I don't have any water in it, so I'm not going to run it too long, but it runs. I got updates. You see the truck back there? Well, it was parked right here. I attempted to move it so I could get it ready to take it for a drive. Got it stuck in that giant sand pit, and then I guess it lost prime. I don't know what's going on with it, but now I want to try to pull it out with that little truck, which is actually a big truck, but not big enough to pull that big truck out. And now I'm stuck. So I'll let you know when I get it out, and then we can get rolling. All right, we got it out of the hole. I have a new fuel system for this, which is a gas can attached to the hood with a hose that goes down to the engine. And we gotta go to the hardware store because I want to take advantage of the towing capacity of this giant beast. So we're gonna go get some stuff that you know, you need the towing capacity for. Let's take it for a ride. that stall. Gonna make it to the hardware store. This thing does not want to drive. I don't know what's going on, but it does drive and it is kind of fun, but I have no power steering. Thank God for this tremendous steering wheel. But all right, it drives. I'm gonna have to turn around. But my exhaust has sparks shooting out of it. It feels like it's like locked up or something. I don't know what's going on. It's overheating. Let's just pretend that's not going on. But I did come out because my fuel system is shooting off the car. Let's kill it, fix those things, and then we're going back. Okay, so I have absolutely no idea what's going on. It feels as if the brakes are holding on something, but I don't know, and it's not driving good. It doesn't want to go up any hills. Now this thing should make some serious steam, and the fact that it doesn't want to go anywhere is pretty alarming. I don't know if some of the air brakes are not releasing or whatever, but we ain't making it to the hardware store. So I'm gonna try and get this thing back to the house, and then we'll catch you when I get back. All right, well, it's spitting its guts everywhere down there. It's smoking up here, which is probably fuel dumping on the headers, which is pretty cool. And it can't go anywhere. So what do? You get your bestest friend, and he's gonna tow you home. Oh, by the way, guess who's helping me? Ryan. You guys remember him, right? Automotive Chaos on YouTube. Check him out. Or don't say anything at all.
It's a good time.
All right, so here we are. We're about to get towed back to the house. I'll catch up with you when we get back. All right, well, truck's home. I am sweating my nuts off, but so's the truck. So anyway, guys, this is what happens when you do hot rodding. You can never expect what's going to happen. I thought I was going to get some stuff at the hardware store, but the truck said I don't think so. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for making it to the end. If you made it here, I'd like to ask everybody to like and subscribe if they're interested in this kind of content. And I would also like to apologize to everybody who potentially has been waiting for a video. Again, this has been me fiddling with this truck, and you know, you got stuff in life that you got to take care of and whatnot. So anyway, I apologize for being such a long time between videos, but won't happen again. Thank you guys for watching.